Hi, welcome to the Crochet Authority podcast, the best and maybe smallest corner of the internet, where three incredibly talented and beautiful women claim to know everything there is to know about fiber arts.
We are Morgan,
Anna,
And Savannah.
three crocheters turned BFFs who consistently have too much to say.
consider this a glimpse into not only our conversations, but our overflowing and powerful minds. From our group chat to your ears, welcome to the pod. Hello! And welcome back.
Welcome
Hi.
back, lads. What's up? Oh,
Crochet
really?
Authority Nation, and how are we doing today?
Hey guys, just for some backstory, not backstory, we've just been talking for half an hour.
Half an hour.
Yeah. Oopsie.
So you're talking for half an hour.
A pre-game conversation
Yeah.
to the conversation that we have.
Yes.
Which we have to stop doing, because then we have like nothing to talk about once we start.
I know.
Well, we didn't even
'Cause
talk
then-
about our topic. We've just been yapping to each other about our
Well,
lives.
sometimes it happens where I feel like I'm guilty of this.
Mm.
I'll bring up something crochet or knit related, like something that I'm working on, and in my head I'm like, we're gonna talk about this again in like
What are we doing?
2 seconds. I should have just waited because we're gonna talk about it again. But I get so excited. I'm like, I gotta tell you.
That's fair enough.
That's great.
But yeah. So what's up?
What's up,
everybody?
girls?
Savannah, are you done school?
Am I done with school? No.
Oh.
I know. I have classes next week. The week after I don't.
Still have
That's
class?
finals week. Yeah.
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 Normally, like we in our
Wow.
area end like beginning of May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it way earlier in Canada or?
Yeah, like for my university at least, our classes finished usually like the first, max second week of April.
What?
What time?
Yeah.
Okay, would you have like a month long? Like for us, it's like a 4 to 5 week break between 15-week semesters.
Yeah. Do you
What?
not have as big of a break, like a winter break?
So it would depend. Like I had a really long winter break. My winter break was like usually a month because I didn't really have exams for my program.
Yeah.
But if I did, they were at the beginning of the exam period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would usually go back like the second week of January.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And then
Yeah, like that's how long are your semesters?
12 weeks.
Oh, okay. Ours are 15.
Oh.
Yeah. So just shorter. But that makes sense then.
And then we
So
also
nice
never
to get out.
we didn't
early.
have breaks in between classes and exams. So you never
So-
had like time to study. So you would like finish class one day and then have an exam the next day.
Nope.
Oh, period.
That's
yeah,
what
love
the week before finals are supposed to be, like a dead week to like let you prepare for finals. No one ever follows that, and it's awesome.
No. Yeah, no. Which like honestly it didn't matter for me because again I had maximum 2 exams
Yeah.
per semester.
Yeah.
Honestly, we didn't have like a break between classes and finals either, but that didn't like I was advertising in PR. It was
Yeah.
all projects by the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Like it was only when I was doing my core classes that I had finals, and like
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care about these. I'm not gonna do anything with science, so
Yeah. Yeah.
didn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
well,
so you still have class. That's
So I still have class. So yeah, but only one more week of class. We are filming this on Thursday, and my classes end on Wednesday, so I don't have
Oh,
class
love.
till Monday, which is beautiful for my weekend plans. But yeah, I'm so excited for it to be over. I'm so excited. I just wrote the essay that's like the final huge essay of my college career. It does still have to be edited. I do still have to do citations. I do still need to do revisions and feedback and everything. But I get to say it's still
but the
I
bones are
wrote it.
there.
Yeah. I
it's
still
written.
wrote it. That's the big accomplishment that I
Love.
was gearing myself towards like all semester. So yeah.
nice.
I still have, there's another final paper for a class that I really could not care less about that I still have to do. That's due next week, and it has to be 5 to 6 pages. Haven't started, of course. But I don't really consider it a real assignment. So
How long did you say?
5 to 6 pages. So really not that
That's
like terrible.
nothing.
It's
Yeah, that's-
nothing. Yeah, genuinely. And it's for a class. It's not even like it's like a fashion studies class. So
Yeah.
we aren't.
You're
I'm not
good.
taking this
You're
seriously.
You're chilling.
You're fine.
I'm glad you guys
What if-
understand. You're not like, Savannah, do your homework.
No, we don't care. What if Morgan and I flew out for your graduation?
In the next
We
2
won't.
weeks?
It's not happening.
We won't. But
When's
what
your-
if?
But when's your actual graduation?
The first weekend of May, the first Saturday of May.
Your graduation
so
ceremony is in May. That's crazy.
So I can't do that, actually. It's my cousin's bridal shower, but
Oh, yeah,
have fun.
Sure. My
I
cousin's
know it is.
bridal shower is
Oh.
that day.
So
Cheers
funny.
to that. That's
Cheers.
That's crazy that your graduation ceremony is so early.
I don't think that's pretty normal, right?
For you.
I think that
For me, yeah. My
for us
sister's.
it would be later.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm trying to think of Marist's timeline for, I guess, this year, because mine was almost a year ago, which is actually crazy to me. So I think Marist ends like the second week of May for finals.
Okay.
And then that whole week after, like, everyone but the seniors leave, and they have like a whole senior week thing where
that's
it's like you
cute.
basically just get drunk every day.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. And then at the end of the week you graduate. So it's like
so cute.
our graduation's like towards the end of the month, because you do have like a month of fun where it's like, my friends and I would always say, we're like, we wish we had one more year of school. We had COVID right in the middle, as you know, I know it impacted all of us in a certain way. So for us, it was right at our freshman year and impacted our sophomore year. And so we often felt like we didn't get enough time together. And we were just saying that, like, we wish we could have just a year of like what that was, just like hanging out and like being girls and whatever. So
that's so cute.
it is so cute. Almost a year since I graduated, though, which is crazy.
My graduation was in 2022, except I graduated in 2020.
Yes.
But
I remember that was like one of the first conversations I think maybe the three of us had were about like the shoes you were going to wear.
Really?
I don't remember that at all.
At least was me and Morgan, because you were telling me about like the shoes that you got. We were still talking on Instagram DMs. Like, we were still texting, but I couldn't remember if it was the three of us or just Morgan and I.
I don't remember. But
I remember you were telling me about it.
But yeah, our grads are usually in like June. Like my brother's is in the middle of June, end. Yeah.
Interesting.
My sister's, I think her master's graduation is the day before mine, and we live not very far apart, but like a 3 or 4 hour drive apart. And so my parents are gonna pick me up the Thursday of finals week. Thankfully, I don't have anything going on. They're gonna pick me up that night. We're gonna drive 2.5 hours home. Then in the morning, we're going to drive an hour and a half to Bowling Green, Kentucky to see her graduation. Then we're going to drive to Nashville that night, which is pretty close to Bowling Green, Kentucky, to have dinner. And then we're going to drive from Nashville back to our place, which is like 2 or 3 hours on Friday night. And then in the morning, we're going to drive back to Bloomington for my graduation. And it'll be so much fun and not chaotic and tiring.
Not enough time in the car.
That doesn't sound stressful at all. That sounds like my ideal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how I'd like to spend every day of my life.
Genuinely, like, I want a train. Give me a train. I can't do that much driving. I need trains in the US.
Love the train.
I want to be on the train so bad.
I love trains. Morgan and I were just talking about, because whenever she's back in Toronto, I'm like, it's not really that far from where I am to where she is. Like, it's a distance, but it's like, in the scheme of things, it's really not.
Compared to Indiana.
Right.
Compared to London, England.
Compared to London. So I'm like, hypothetically, yes, I could drive or whatever, but like, how nice would it be to like sit on a train?
Yes.
I don't mind a train.
Yeah.
But there's like, there's literally nothing, nothing feasible. I would have to go like from Connecticut down to Grand Central, back up, like whatever. Or it's like, you go up to Boston and then you go down to Grand Central and then back up. It ends up being like a 20-hour train ride. I'm like, can we just have trains again, please?
If I could live a life in the United States without having to drive a car, that would be beautiful to me. Yeah, it's never going to happen.
Move to New York City and never leave.
Yeah, my dream. I'm a city girl, famously. Yeah,
famously. Okay, well, Savannah's still in school.
Yeah,
so I'm still in school.
What about you? Morgan, what's up?
What's up? I don't know.
We got so off track.
Oh my god, it's so nice out today.
Yeah,
I'm so jealous.
Good for you.
Finally, thank you. I did it myself.
Yeah.
Good job.
I went to the grocery store. I got a lot of groceries. They were really heavy. And then
devastating.
It was really hot on the bus. There were like 37-year-olds.
Okay.
I
thought you said 37.
There were 37-year-olds. No, there were 37-year-olds.
Wait, which one did you mean?
7-year-olds. There was a
Say that again.
class
You
of
cut out
school
for me.
children.
Okay, yeah. I thought you meant like 37-year-old, like old, like middle-aged people. And
No,
was like,
I would not look at someone and go,
okay.
"You're 37."
Yeah. I was like, what's notable about
There's
that?
a 37-year-old on this bus.
No.
Yeah,
anyways.
so it was just like packed full with kids, which is fine. But I was like,
Love.
my shit's so heavy. Oh my god, it's so hot. But it's fine. I made it, and I got home,
That's beautiful.
and I bought this like coffee concentrate. And I was saying this before, but I didn't realize it was sweetened already, and so I put vanilla syrup in with it as well, and now it's like just sugar.
Yeah.
And it's
Love
fine.
that. Love that.
Love.
That's beautiful.
That's my story.
Yeah. Well, that's like the ideal coffee for some people. I'm always shocked. And here's the thing. First and foremost, I never yuck anybody's yum when it comes to coffee. I'm not going to sit here and be pretentious that like if you want to have like a really sweet coffee, if that's like what you enjoy, that's what you enjoy. I don't care. But it's so interesting working in a coffee shop and seeing people's coffee orders because some people just want it so sweet.
Yeah.
And like that's not my cup of tea. Like I don't want that. But I'm like, that is so interesting. But anyways, you saying that made me think of that.
So
I'm sorry your coffee is so sweet and you don't want it to be.
it's fine, honestly.
Yeah, it's a cute cup at least.
Speaking of graduating, I purchased on March 16th, 2020.
Interesting.
And I'll tell you.
You remember that day for some
Cursed
reason?
cup.
No, it's great. It was, oh my god, I could recount like that stretch of like 4 days perfectly. But the Monday I had like moved out of the apartment that I was in downtown. Like my mom picked me up and we packed all my stuff in the car. I still had library books from school that I had to return. And so she drove me down to my university and I like ran into the library. I returned my books. I still had money on my meal plan card, which you can spend at like any of like the restaurants on campus. And so I was like, what the fuck do I do with the money? And so the Starbucks was there and I was like, I just bought like a bunch of chips and popcorn. And this was like the only cup they had left. So I bought the cup.
Nice.
And I think I still had money left over.
Wow. Devastating.
Yeah, that's so real.
But that's the story of this cup.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Love.
Yep.
Well,
And you,
4
Anna,
years
how's
ago.
life going?
life is good. Life has been busy. Busy because I'm back in school.
Yeah. Now we can
So-
ask about you once I graduate.
I know. It's back to me. I'm back in school. I'm in ad school. I'm doing the online program. So I'm still at home, obviously.
Okay.
But it's very fun. I'm feeling very, like, creatively pushed.
Yay.
Which is genuinely, unfortunately, something I felt it in my undergrad ad classes, like my creative ad classes. I think I had phenomenal professors who very much, like, as I'm learning stuff, I'm like, oh, I had good teachers. They were teaching me this stuff. Like, I'm feeling confident. But in terms of, like, graphic design, Adobe and stuff, it's like, I had a graphic design minor and they never really took the time to, like, teach us the programs. They just assume that you would know them, which I'm like, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's a fair assumption. Not all of us had time in high school to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
My electives were art, like traditional art and band. Like I probably could have taken digital classes, but like I had to go to math, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. So
Yeah.
I often didn't feel like I got a lot of learning there, but now I feel like I'm like actually genuinely learning the programs and like I feel so big brained and all of my teachers give like such great insightful critiques. Like I'm like, wow, this is fun. Like this is fun for me. So I'm like having a good time. But because my school is in Denver, it's on that timeline or like the timeline where the other teachers are. So some of my classes for me go from 8 to 11 at night. So last night I had typography from 8 to 11.
That's terrible.
And we were doing a drill the whole time. And I had like 40 artboards open, and y'all know how bad my computer is. And I had Zoom open, and it was like having a stroke, 100%.
God,
so I will be invoicing my teacher for that.
Love. Love.
But
Emotional
that's what's
despair.
yeah. But that's what's been going on with me. That and working, and I have like 7 million ideas for things I want to make, but no time to make them currently.
Yeah.
But
I
what are you
hate
making right
scheduling.
now? What are we working on?
Honestly, so much. I'm still working. Did I talk about the dress on here?
I don't think so.
Well, I'm working on a dress,
Maybe?
and I'm so excited with how it's turning out because I think the drape is so pretty.
Ooh, that's so cute.
So it's going to take me forever, but I'm very happy with how it's turning out.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously still sweater number 15. I haven't touched that in a second just because I haven't had the time.
Yeah.
And then I'm so enamored and in love with Sabrina Carpenter and her new song that I'm making a cute little raglan crop top that has like a little espresso cup on it.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I've
so
been playing
Sabrina,
that
if you see
song
this.
literally every single day, and my roommates don't like it that much. Knife to the heart.
Move out.
I know.
Literally move out.
I keep on
It
being
is-
like,
I'm literally working late because I'm literally a singer.
Yeah.
I'm a
I'm
singer.
a singer. It's so fun.
It's
a
so
fun little bop.
It is.
It is.
And so I was just so inspired that I had to knit something. I'm working late because I'm a knitter. Looks so cute wrapped around my finger.
Ooh, come
Hello.
on.
Hello. I mean, she wrote it for me.
It's true.
But anyways, that's what's been up with me.
Savannah?
Oh,
Blanket
do you guys
finish?
want to guess? Yeah. No.
Come on.
Did you make any progress on
Finish
it?
Yeah, whenever I came home the other night at like midnight from activities, and I crocheted like 2 rows while watching Jeopardy. So there was that.
Yeah.
I might genuinely, my plans after this podcast recording are to nap for 3 to 4 hours, and then take a shower, and then maybe crochet some more.
How
before
about
dinner.
the essay that you have due?
Ooh,
No.
Okay.
it's not like due this week. It's like all my revisions and stuff are due next week, so that can be a Sunday problem.
Fine.
Yeah. And you, Morgan, what are you working on?
This fucking shirt. Cotton t-shirt.
Love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cutesies.
Yeah.
I did the sleeves last night. I did a sleeve last night and it was awful.
Yeah.
That
So
reminds me
I-
of the Mew Mew crochet sleeve from forever ago. Do you know what I'm
So
talking
there's
about?
my sleeve.
Wow. Love. It looks like it fits well.
Yeah. So I have to redo that.
Ooh.
But this is like
Cute.
that's what I'm working on.
Love.
Nice.
I'm very excited for it to actually be done and work well.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
So yeah. I think that's it.
Cool.
Cheers.
Wow.
Okay, so we've
Beautiful.
yapped for long enough about our
I
lives
know.
once
I
again.
was about to say.
As per usual, nothing new for us. But this episode is about Pinterest in general.
Yes.
Do you guys want to? I whenever I was looking at the outline, like, how do you describe Pinterest? Genuinely, I don't know how to characterize it.
Don't really know.
So, I think at least the origins of the app, like a place that you can find inspiration or recipes. For us, it would be like patterns. I know a lot of people, like, I'll go on there to find inspiration for like a haircut or makeup. Like, it's a place that you go to feel inspired.
Yeah, to see cute things and like
home stuff, you know.
I think they describe it, I don't know if it's like explicitly, but it's like meant to be like a search engine.
Yeah, no, I think they might say that explicitly, yeah.
More than like social media.
Yeah.
But I remember like at the, I don't even know when it like started, but like when I first signed up for it, you had to like request an account or something.
Oh, I remember.
Like you couldn't just automatically make an account. Like you had to like sign up with your email and then they would like email you after like a couple of days or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you could make an account.
I've seen stuff about that, which is kind of weird, but
I don't know if it's still like that now, but
I don't think it is. I don't think I had to.
But I remember when I like first made my account ages ago, that's how it was. which is interesting.
Yeah. That's a lot of things on Pinterest, like the group boards and stuff. Whenever I initially was trying to like look up advice, like Pinterest advice to get my views up or whatever, everyone and their mother was saying use group boards, get on these group boards, all these sorts of things, which it's not now. Like they don't work as much as they did anymore. No one really follows them. No one really looks at them. But you have to like request to join like every single one, which is normal in that sort of way. But it was just so fascinating to me. And like there's no like join button on most of them. It's like you have to message the seller and like follow them and like I don't know, these weird things that you have to navigate for no apparent reason, but an interesting quirk about Pinterest.
Yeah.
Yep. I guess it's something that Pinterest's main great facet to me is the post longevity on there. As opposed to like Instagram or TikTok, you have a couple days maximum for a post to like live and get likes and whatever. Though I am experiencing currently, one of my reels on Instagram has started like getting views on Facebook. So I may not be getting likes, I may not be getting comments, but the views are going up because they're showing people on Facebook, which is fascinating. Like a month after I posted it. So.
Zuck.
No, okay, Zach. Not sure what's going on there, but anyway, on Pinterest, most of my pins that are at least doing well right now, I posted more than 6 months ago.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's you can post one thing and it can like go big like 6 months later, and that's not weird. And then it can stay big like for that long. You can get like thousands of views a day on the same pin for like months and months, if not years.
Yeah, it's a set up in a much different way that seemingly can help to promote artists a lot better than other platforms, possibly because they designed it to be more like a search engine rather than social media. So when you're searching for certain things to create a certain board, like I know I have a board of stuff that I'm like, oh, I'd love for my house to look like this one day. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, you have a better chance of like finding like, I don't know, like a crochet blanket pattern from the person who is trying to promote their pattern. You know what I mean? So it definitely seems to be set up in ways to help people out. And I think that's definitely like a pro.
Yeah.
It's so easy to find good inspiration on there. It's so easy to find patterns on there.
It's very well curated for your interests.
100%. They very much hone in on like, I use a lot now for class and looking for inspiration for design. And it's shocking how like quick
it adjusts
my entire feed to the point that sometimes I'm like, you don't have to. Like I was just like, I'm just trying to find a font.
Same.
You know what I mean?
I looked up like a pasta recipe, and then my entire home feed was pasta recipes, and I was like, okay, I'm not that enthusiastic.
I just wanted to find one. But that's the thing. Like they really take like their algorithm is probably honestly similar to that of like TikTok, but it just I feel like comes across different because it's a different platform. But it definitely like it's a great way to find inspiration or like aesthetic pictures or whatever of what you're looking for. For us, it's like I could go on there and I could search like crochet sweater pattern and it'll give me so many great results of patterns, free, paid, whatever, doesn't matter. But, you know, it helps me find exactly what I'm looking for. And then it's easier than trying to navigate. Like I sometimes go on Instagram or TikTok to find inspiration. And it's like, it's so hard to like filter through posts to find the ones promoting like a pattern or something, if that makes sense.
I think because
it's not made for that.
TikTok will show you more so like things that are viral. And then like only slightly match your interests. But Pinterest is like, this is for you.
True.
Just for you. Which is nice.
Yeah.
It is nice. I do open it and I'm like, are my like likes and interests consistent? Or is Pinterest just showing me exactly the one thing I saved and that's what I want to see?
Yeah.
Great question. We may never know.
I'm like, huh.
So there are like definite pros, and also like Savannah said, like it's such a helpful way for designers to
Mm-hmm.
like get their product out there. Like for
Yeah.
us, we've been genuinely trying to up our Pinterest game because like right now, is it driving sales for me? No, but like
Perchance
the
in the
more
future.
the more
Yeah.
content you put out on there,
Mm-hmm.
the higher chance you have for
Mm-hmm.
one of them to do well, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully in the future one of them will, because they
Yeah.
have such a long life. So there are like a lot of great things. I love Pinterest. Like I
Yeah.
do go on there a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
constantly.
Always. It's just like it's enjoyable and it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that there are a large amount of cons that like the general user
Mm-hmm.
may not consider.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking about this whenever you were talking about like being able to credit the person who's doing the design or whatever. I was thinking about the interface of Pinterest, like the way like versus Instagram or something. Instagram, you see the username like over and over and over again, like in the post, like it's at the top, it's at the bottom. Like if you comment, like it's going to be the users like if they've responded to something, that's going to be what's at the top. Pinterest, like not I mean intentionally, these things are sort of intentional. The author of the post is just like one line. It is not there multiple times on the page. I don't know, like if you comment, I don't think like it boosts the comment at all. I don't really see many people who comment on their own posts like that. That's not really like the vibes of Pinterest. But they very intentionally, I think, like separate what you post versus like they just don't put the poster's identity on there as much. Do you know what I mean? Which I think contributes to the problem of like people not knowing the source or whatever.
I think
like
the other
you have to scroll down to see the information for sure.
yeah, and the other like issue for that is that people will just post anything on there, like stuff that's not theirs.
Yeah.
Like
I think
I
that's
have
our
seen
biggest qualm.
so many like just screenshots of TikToks,
Same.
Yeah.
and I'm like, which is nice, I guess, because then their username isn't it. But it's like people will just post like take a because there's like an actual way to post something from Instagram to Pinterest so that it links it back to the original poster's like name and like profile. But so many people will just like screenshot a picture off of Instagram, crop out the username, and then post it on Pinterest.
Yeah. Like we've genuinely, each of us, multiple times gone on Pinterest
So
and
many
been like,
times.
that's my thing, and
That's
I
me.
did not post that. And then it comes into question of like, I did put it out on the internet and this is a search engine, but like how is it fair that this person is going to get the traction from it, because you can make money from Pinterest.
Yeah.
I'm personally not super familiar with that, and I do think that they have made it an exclusive, potentially like invite situation, but I do know it's like they have limited spots. I think it's newer, it's harder to get into. It's not like you could just do well and like, I don't know, like automatically start making money like with TikTok creator funds and things like that. But people can make money from Pinterest if they're getting large viewerships and large amounts of saves.
Yeah.
So then it brings into the question, why do you get to increase your viewership when you're using my intellectual property? Like, and that's the issue where it's like thousands upon thousands of people could save like Morgan's Grand Budapest sweater onto a board because they think it's great. But if it's not linked to Morgan, no one's going to know that she's the one that made it.
I think another big problem is that, and we've talked about this time and time again, but people are so lazy. Like so often I'll see my own stuff and it's like like pinned directly from my Instagram or from my website, which is great. Like I don't mind that at all. It's fantastic because it links back to me. But people are like, where is this from? Where can I get it? Tap your screen once and you'll figure it out.
Pinterest is once again set up to be like a search engine.
It's literally like
honestly
there's a
most
button
efficient
that
when
says
it's linked.
visit. There's a button that says visit. You go and it'll take you to the website that it's linked from.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it's that's crazy to me. Again, sometimes people have like ripped it from the internet and posted it and there's no information. And so I have to comment and be like, this is my pattern. Here's the link, which I have done before.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time I'll like click on my own stuff and it links directly back to me.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, where can I find this?
To click once. It's not hard. It's not hard. I think
Yeah.
genuinely so much of what we talk about on this podcast is being like, if people did one more little tap on their phone, our lives would be so much better.
Yeah.
Another thing about that is like, if you open an image on Pinterest and let me just open the app.
Mm,
Okay. Let's say I like these shoes, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you scroll, it shows you similar stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So if my thing was not credited and someone posted like without crediting me,
Mm-hmm.
if you scrolled up, you'd just see more of like my stuff because it recognizes
Yes.
the pictures.
Yes.
True.
And then you could find the credit. Because I
And
think
it's
that's
so
another
easy.
point that we wanted to bring up is that
Yeah.
Yeah.
is Pinterest inspired.
As a phrase,
This
nothing
is
annoys me more.
this is something that I genuinely do think that people either very much agree with or very
Yeah.
much not, and you can have your own opinion.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, and we've said this multiple times, like what we say is just how we feel. You can end up doing whatever you want. Like so truly, like
Yeah.
whatever. But the idea of something being like a Pinterest sweater or a Pinterest dress
No, Pinterest did
is,
not make that.
to me, incredibly invalidating, even if it's not my design, because Pinterest did not make that. That is a real person, whether it was a company that made that or a small designer. Like there is a credit somewhere. And I think that people a lot of the time don't want to look for the original source so that they can make something and profit off of it themselves.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that leads into a whole conversation of when using an app like Pinterest, which is wonderful, it is a great place genuinely to find a lot of inspiration and help you, you know, expand your ideas.
Yeah.
At what point are you just taking inspiration from something or from someone's design? And at what point are you just copying?
Yep.
And then the topic of like the Pinterest sweater or things like that, because we've seen that so many times.
Yeah.
And this is not also a call out to like any particular
No.
person who has done this. We've probably done this. You know what I mean? Like, but it is an interesting conversation to be had.
Yeah. Yeah. I've sometimes whenever I post the flower alls or something, I'll get a comment every so often that's like, "Oh my god, like I've seen this on like Pinterest all the time. I never knew that was you." How? What do you
Yeah.
mean? What if you like generally whenever I see my own stuff on Pinterest posted by someone else, I have like a private saved board where like I save like everything I see of mine that's not mine because I just find it fascinating that
Oh, I save those to my public boards. So I want to like boost myself too.
Yes, come on.
I'm like, okay, show this to more people.
Yeah, please, come on. But so many times I like get comments like, "Didn't know that was you, seen this on Pinterest," and that sort of thing, which it's cool that people are being exposed to my work in that way. But also like I halfway like can't blame people because like Pinterest does intentionally like kind of separate whoever created the pin from the pin itself, but also no, they don't. 2 seconds of research. Like this is not hard. This is not a difficult thing at all. Generally, whenever people post my stuff, if they post the flower alls, like they put flower alls in the caption or something, or link to my Instagram. So like just Google flower alls, just do
Or on
something with
Pinterest.
information. Yeah,
Search
yeah.
flower alls
Search
on
flower
Pinterest.
alls. Yeah.
Or even if there was no, like, say someone didn't include a caption that said flower alls or didn't link to you. A lot of times, at least I know for the three of us, we do everything we can, obviously, to drive sales. It's the point of this being our jobs. We use SEO. We use search words to make it easier for the consumer or someone who doesn't know us to find our patterns. So you could search flower crochet overalls
Yes.
into Pinterest or even into like potentially Google. But if we're on Pinterest, you're probably just going to stay there.
Yeah.
There's a really high likelihood that maybe it's not like the first thing that pops up, because I know sometimes SEO isn't perfect, but it will most likely pop up and you will most likely be able to scroll and find it, hopefully linking to something that you actually posted or someone potentially who linked to you.
Yeah.
Because
like,
they used the correct buzzwords.
If you see a video or a picture of something that is knit or crocheted, someone made that.
Yeah.
And it has already been posted elsewhere on the internet. If you look, chances are you will be able to find it. And it's like, again, like the Pinterest inspired, I get that it's like can be used as a way to get people to click
Yeah.
on whatever like video
I
post
get
you're
it.
making.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also not hard to credit the design that you are
Yeah.
riffing off of.
Yeah.
Whether it's a direct copy or it's like actually and just inspired by, but
Yeah.
it's quite easy to find who actually made it.
Yeah. I think that I think where people get most, I don't think offended's the right word, but defensive possibly,
Mm-hmm.
when conversations like this are had, or when they're like, if I see something on Pinterest and I want to recreate it for myself, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Fine.
In my opinion, that's fine. Like,
Yeah, whatever.
do I still think that you could credit somebody? Sure. But like, I also think it's like, if that's just the way you're going to go about it, that's the way you're going to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
I
There's
have a
no
big
one
qualm.
stopping you.
Yeah.
There's no one stopping you. If you want to see, we've said this, if you want to see, like, if you see my pattern and you don't want to buy it, you want to try to recreate it, like,
Go for it.
I'm not going to force you to buy my pattern. Like,
$8,
like, you know, I'm not going to do that. All that I ask is that you don't monetize off of it. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's when it becomes disrespectful to the original artist, whether you know the credit or not, is when people are doing things like posting videos or making full designs based off of things that they saw on Pinterest and didn't go further to find the credit, because at
Mm-hmm.
what point you could, like, hypothetically it could be a sweater released by Shein,
Yeah.
and yeah,
However,
like, it could be released by Shein.
she installed it from somebody else.
She installed it from somebody else, so maybe that was a bad example. But also at the same time, like, what if it's a sweater that was put out by a designer
Mm-hmm.
that just didn't have credit on it, and you're now monetizing off of something that is either heavily inspired by or is a recreation of, like, the whole, like, recreating thing. It's one thing to do it for yourself. It's another thing to profit off of it. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of times people don't know the difference, because there can be a fine line
Yeah.
of inspiration versus copying. And so they go to a platform like Pinterest, use it as face value of, I like this, I'm going to make this. And then, because it's obviously cute, like, it obviously did well enough on Pinterest for you to find it.
Yeah.
You make it, you potentially post about it, people have interest for it, you profit off of someone else's work.
Yeah.
So then at what line is it okay to see something and make something similar to it and still profit off of it? And
Yeah.
I don't think any of us will have that answer, but I think it's interesting to consider in general.
I think the like most important thing you can do is credit someone.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Yeah. No, it never is. Most of our complaints, again, center around things that literally, like, what are we
Yeah.
doing? Like,
At least with the three of us, like, y'all know we always have a gripe. It's not, we always have something to complain about.
Yes, yes.
But, like, if someone, like, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, I would be thrilled to see somebody try to make an exact copy of the Oopsie Daisy purse.
Yeah.
But if they did and they posted it saying, like, you know, inspired by
Yeah.
Crochet by AK, you know what? Fine. Like,
Yeah.
just don't make a pattern off of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, maybe don't, I don't know, whatever. Like, like, don't make a free tutorial about it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, at the end of the day, it's like, nothing is so dire that you need to, like, disrespect a person and their art. And
It doesn't hurt.
I don't know. Just lean on the side of caution. Like, I don't think that's
Wow.
I don't think
so
that's
hard.
a big ask.
Yeah, no, it's not.
They're you guys know Mags Rags?
I actually don't know.
You've probably seen her stuff. She put like sews like really fun like
Oh my god, and I'm so
motifs.
guys, and I'm so sorry to interrupt, but Taylor Swift did post something, or Taylor Nation posted from the desk of Taylor Nation.
Oh,
Board
goodness.
meeting agenda.
What is it?
Okay, purpose of meeting. The intern will call the meeting to order, and department members will stream the chairman's manuscript. Sign into your streaming platform of choice and press play simultaneously so all members can review the evidence together. Oh, they're just talking about
Like a
never
listen
mind.
party or something?
Listening
Really
party.
nothing.
It is
I
nothing.
was on Twitter briefly, and everyone's saying that the album is about Maddie Healy.
And brain rot. Brain rot.
Who is saying that?
No, literally everyone.
Nope.
I'm keeping this in, by the way.
And apparently there's okay.
No, like, okay. And at what point do the motifs of 6 years and veils and flowers dying relate to Maddie Healy? I don't like him as much as the next person, but this is not about his downfall. At least not the whole album.
No. And apparently she has a lyric where she mentions Charlie Puth by name.
Help? No.
Unfortunately, I don't believe that.
No. I swear to God.
Thank you, though.
Everyone's
thank you.
Like,
I am concerned for me that she is going to release, like, there have been signs leading to Fortnite being released as the title, like, as the lead single at 2:00.
Yeah.
Because she keeps doing the 2s. And I'm, in fact, working this afternoon. And if I can't listen to it as soon as it comes out.
Today?
Yeah. Because the album comes out tonight.
Tomorrow.
We'll get to that later. But I'm sorry. I had to interrupt because I saw that. And I thought it was something more relevant than it was. I should have read.
So sad.
Anyways.
My bad.
So
I know exactly who this is. Because I think Kate really likes her stuff.
She, like, sews, like, little, like, from, like...
13,000.
From, like, recycled materials onto existing clothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is, like, her main, like, motif design,
so
whatever.
cute.
And
so cute.
Shein
Oh, of course.
obviously copied it directly.
Yeah.
And so she made a TikTok about it, being like, Shein stole my design. And then people started attacking her because they were saying that she copied it from somebody else.
Of course.
And they're like, you're the villain here.
Help?
What?
What?
Literally what?
So I can't remember what their other person's name was. It was like, and this is all of like her main like theme is like these alligators. Like she does a lot of the alligators and whatever. It was like Patience.
Yeah.
That's what
Patience Brewster.
Yeah.
Had an alligator with boots on it.
Whoa.
Or with high heels.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It doesn't even look very similar.
No, it doesn't. It's a different shoe as well.
And
Like,
so
I
people
guess
are like, you copied Patience Brewster. And she's like, no, I didn't. Hers are cowboy boots, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, Shein still blatantly exactly stole and copied her design.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. She is the victim. She is not the villain. And people attacking her and saying that she stole this design, that she like shouldn't be complaining, is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're similar. It's an alligator wearing shoes.
Yeah.
She is not the first. She is not the last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so interesting. That's
I
also
also think again, like with this, people have similar ideas.
Yeah.
People have similar ideas. People will see something, forget about it, have an idea years later.
Yeah, 100%.
Inspired by that thing that they saw that they forgot about, didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
But it's like, there is a line, like you were saying, like, yeah, people can make similar things. Happens all the time. Happens with movies. All the time. No Strings Attached, Friends with Benefits. Came out the same year. Like, it's just like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think that honestly opens a conversation as well. And this is why, like, a topic like this is so layered and there's a lot of nuance to it. And we're not going to sit here and pretend like we know the answer to it because there really isn't one.
No.
Yeah.
But I think as fair as it is to be critical, I think a lot of times things also need to be handled with compassion. And while people, in my opinion, should lean on the side of caution and not blatantly copy something, there are definitely times, like Morgan said, where maybe you do copy something and you don't even know it because it's not like you set out to do that. But there have definitely been times where I see something on Pinterest and months later I like think of an idea that feels fresh and new.
Yeah.
But I'd probably seen something that like made me think of that a while earlier. That's just the way our brains work. So even in situations where inspiration does feel more like copying, you're allowed to feel your feels. But
it might not be intentional. Yeah,
it might not be intentional. It might not be malicious, and you probably don't need to be publicly mean about it. Like,
no.
I
at
saw
the end
a
of the day,
TikTok
like,
of somebody that was being
we're
just like
humans.
so vicious to her about this, and it was just like,
there's no need for that.
We've talked about this before, is that people on the internet are looking for someone to hate and someone to blame for no reason, and the second that they see somebody accusing somebody of something else, like, they're going to jump on the bandwagon and send hate to that person. And it's like, it was just so unnecessary. Like, you honestly, like, did not need to make that video.
Yeah.
This girl is a small business. It's her and herself up against Shein, not the first victim, not the last.
Yeah.
And it's like regardless of, even if she ripped off this person, like, for a second that could be put aside to recognize the fact that Shein is the enemy and they ripped off
that's exactly
this
what I was
person
gonna
right here right now.
Also,
the subreddit, the crochet subreddit, which obviously I have beef with, but whenever Cider copied my you know, I don't know why you guys would remember, but Stitched by Emma, the Instagram creator, she made the gardenia vest. She was a tester for it, and they made an exact copy of her version of the design. So I posted about it literally everywhere. I made TikToks, I made Instagram posts, I made everything. They took it down. Thankfully, I was able to like threaten legal action because the designs are copyrighted due to the book, which normally, I don't know if they actually are. I just say that they are, and they took it down. So maybe it is a sound legal argument. It worked.
Don't say that publicly. They're going to hear this.
But I posted about it on the subreddit, and people are like, this is the most basic design I've ever seen. They did not copy you. Like, you are so like, how could you think that they would like have the idea to copy you of all people? Like, you are this tiny crochet designer, and like literally, like, this is not like copying. This
so
isn't copying.
Crazy.
If it was, you're small enough like that no one cares. I was like,
help,
how am I the enemy here?
It's not like knowing you're probably like, yeah, I don't really understand why they copied me.
Yeah, but they did, and they're famous
at
for
the end
doing
of the day, they
this.
did.
Yeah, like,
Clearly,
I'm not,
clear as day.
I'm not the first, I'm not the last. Why are we like, you can say the design is basic. It's a fucking tie front vest with flowers on it.
But it was very clearly.
But it was very, the colors, the trim,
no,
the everything. But even if it wasn't, like, even if you think it's not an exact copy, A, you do not have to comment and like say like I'm like the worst person ever. B, Cider, Shein, these companies are still like the enemy. Why are you attacking me? Please put those energies towards being like, wow, this is a trend in like fast fashion, and like how terrible is it that we have yet another example of this thing? Like, what is happening? Why are people so just vile?
And like not on like the Cider Shein aspect, but there is an argument to be made about basic designs looking similar and nobody owning like a very basic design, because we have all seen like people accusing others in the knitting crochet community of stealing their design when it's like a very basic sweater or like a basic technique that is widely used. Like,
there's only so many ways you could do XYZ
pick your battles. Like, it's a sweater, it's a drop shoulder. Like, I'm not referencing anything in particular, but it's like sometimes things, maybe it does look similar, but it's also like, you didn't invent that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lest we
like,
forget.
it's like we can tell when people are copying us. Like, I can see something on like Pinterest or on TikTok and be like, I know exactly who you copied that from.
Yes, same.
Like 100%.
Wanted to mention red text on white sweatergate. That happened, what was that? Probably over a year ago now.
Actually, one of the most
crazy,
ridiculous things I've ever seen on the internet. It makes me mad to this day. Hey,
that was like insane, and like,
hey,
Kendall did not need to go through that.
No, for those listening who do not know the story, there was you guys probably know I'd Knit That, who's
You
a
should.
fantastic, you should,
Oh my God.
fantastic knitter. She has fantastic design. She's known kind of now for putting like text on sweaters and these like big kind of blocky
And she's
letters.
done it for years.
Years.
I
Yes.
have followed her since
Yes, you
I
can
like
see the development of her
started.
artistry to create these like letters like over
Yes,
time. You know what I
she's
mean?
been putting like her diary entries essentially
Mm-hmm.
in some capacity
Mm-hmm.
on her vests and whatever.
Which is
literally
amazing.
since like 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Years she's been doing this.
She did like a sweater that was white and had red text on it. This random person, don't remember their name, but they came out of the woodwork to say like, oh, she copied me. Like she follows me and I did a white sweater with red text on it, and she needs to like credit the artist for like the inspo. There's only so many ways you can do text on sweaters at all in terms of like block letters and things like that. One of the sweaters was a raglan. One of the ones was a drop shoulder. Construction completely different. Like it was to anyone who's in the community, it was very clear that there was a difference. But she made this TikTok that people who don't know there are only so many ways you can put text on a sweater and things like that, and don't know the history behind Kendall's work and everything, immediately pounced on Kendall because you see one TikTok and you're like, this is the worst thing that has ever happened. Yeah.
And people love to make drama out of something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they're going to jump on to be like, oh my God, are you keeping up with XYZ? I also think about the video that Emma posted about like the Australian women at the market with the mug. Yeah.
I watched that one.
There was, I hadn't heard of it until I saw their video.
Oh, I had been all over my For You page.
Really? Like, and
Yeah.
that's what they had mentioned, and that people were keeping up with it. Or another thing that I think about not craft related is like Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter and like Joshua like whatever new information comes out, like they were jumping ship left and right. It's like, it's just like the most relevant information.
Get a hobby, people.
Instead of like actually knowing what things are happening. And that led to a lot of hate in terms of that situation. It led to a lot of unnecessary hate to Kendall from a bunch of people that didn't really know what they were talking about at all.
Like, did they look similar? Sure.
Yeah.
It's a white sweater with writing. Kendall's writing was pink, first of all.
Oh, I don't even remember that part.
It wasn't even red.
And first of all,
like, yeah, I get that, like, that they look similar. Neither of these people have invented writing.
Nope.
Neither of these people have invented knitting. Neither of these people have invented knitting words.
Whoa. Really?
it happened years before them, and it will happen years after them.
So,
But the fact that it's like two people happen to have similar ideas of basically just color and like concept in terms of writing on something. The writing was completely different. Like it couldn't have been more different. One was song lyrics and one was
thoughts.
like Kendall's own writing, right?
Yeah.
Thoughts. Inspiration versus copying isn't always malicious. But if you handle it the wrong way, you're going to make an enemy.
Yeah.
So that's why that there's so many layers to these conversations, but like like I feel like just like the way to go about any of this and posting your work in an online space is just being compassionate.
Yeah.
And give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
Like it's
nothing is Pinterest inspired.
Giving credit to someone or something like doesn't mean that you aren't phenomenal.
Yeah.
It doesn't discredit the amazing work that you've done. It just means that you recognize the people or things or whatever that got you to this phenomenal result. I kind of wonder if people like think giving credit means that like makes them feel that they didn't come up with something great themselves. Might be real just fun off. Do you guys want to do it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Everyone pose. Everyone watching.
Oh my god, I'll post this when it comes out. I'll put it on the story. Anyways.
Serve.
Yeah. I often think of that situation when I think about this, just because it was while that artist's feelings are valid, I'm not going to sit here and invalidate them. I think the way that it was handled makes conversations like this very polarizing for a lot of people to have, instead of it being an open conversation like it can be.
Yeah.
It was just
like things you can have critiques on things without it becoming an argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Anyways,
do have to wrap this up though. I gotta go.
yeah,
So
it's
fair.
been a long episode. What are we watching? What are you listening to? What are we reading?
Espresso.
Yeah,
Espresso for sure. And Obsessed
Really?
by Olivia for me.
Yes,
I'm
obviously.
so obsessed with you.
And seeing that live was
Okay,
so good.
you don't have to brag, but I love
And
that.
imagine me
Oh
standing
my
in
God.
Madison Square Garden when Noah Khan walks out.
Imagine. Wouldn't
I
that
started
be wild?
weeping openly.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
I was
Real.
weeping.
Yeah.
Because you guys know how hard I tried to get tickets.
Yeah.
I tried so many times to get tickets to a show and I couldn't.
Yeah. Ugh.
That's the struggle of being a New England girl with Noah Khan, you know.
Sorry, I just remembered something.
But okay.
Yeah, is that it? What are you reading?
Well, I thought you were just gonna start talking.
No, I'll do it later.
Okay, I'm proud of you for remembering. Reading, honestly, nothing that's like tickling my fancy right now. I a couple months ago started reading Lessons in Chemistry, and then I have a friend who will like joint read books at the same time, like our little book club, and she was waiting for it to come off of hold. Either on Libby or at her library or whatever.
Bane
So
of
I
my
stopped.
existence.
I know. So I stopped reading for a while, and now I need to pick it back up because she does have it. So
Nice.
I'll probably start reading
The
that
show
again soon.
is supposed to be really good.
There's a show
Yeah.
based off it?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Real
hear
I
artists.
didn't
about
know
that.
that.
Oh yeah. Do you
Yeah, I
not
think
get
it's on
clips on
Apple.
TikTok?
Not really.
Oh
No, that's just
I
you,
get
film girl.
so
Yeah,
many
you
clips
get clips
on
of
TikTok.
everything. You talk about it all the time. I never really get clips of anything.
Yeah, it's an
I get it
Apple
sometimes,
show.
but-
Hmm.
Yeah. And then in terms of watching, me and Kate just started watching season 2 of Heartbreak High.
Nice.
Cheers.
That just came out, which
That's
is
beautiful.
it's such a silly little fun show.
Yeah.
So that's a good time.
Are you gonna go see the Romeo and Juliet production on Broadway with Kit Connor
No.
and Rachel Zegler?
I literally don't want to. I actually don't want to.
I think you'd have a panic attack.
I literally would. I love the both of them so much. Like seeing, because I saw Joe Locke and Sweeney Todd. I love him, but like, he's
Be unwell.
beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Rachel Zegler, beautiful woman.
Stunner.
I can't. I don't want to. Seeing Lola Tongue actually caused me so much stress. So anxious. I'm such a deeply anxious person. I can't go see the two of them, but I will watch a slime tutorial of it as soon as someone has that out. 100%. I just I can't afford that. I'm in school right now. I have so many loans.
Yeah.
So someone please go and record a slime tutorial for me.
Savannah.
You didn't hear me say that.
Literally nothing new.
Okay.
Nothing new at all.
Period.
I've been in the library every single day. Well, not this week, but since we last talked. I was just doing my essays and stuff so I could have a good time this week. And that's how it's been.
Word.
Word. You, Morgan?
I'm reading the first Heroes of Olympus book, which is in like the Percy Jackson universe.
Love.
Because why not? I've been reading and crocheting at the same time.
I do it sometimes.
Huh?
Yeah.
I do it sometimes.
How?
Just don't look at your work and you just read.
Yeah.
Hello.
How? No,
I feel
I'm
like
so
if anyone, you would have figured it out.
logistically confused by that.
You like
it's
I'll,
on my
like, prop
iPad. It's on my
phone up
iPad.
Or my iPad.
If that helps at all. So
That
I,
does
like,
help.
yeah.
That
put my
does.
iPad on and then I can just...
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been knitting in class.
Yeah.
I know
It's
my
not like
teachers do this.
efficient.
Sorry, but like you
On
can like
either
look
front.
up and not
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Whenever
I've
I
been
get
doing
an
that.
iPad, I'll try that out.
I haven't really been watching much.
You haven't really logged anything on Letterboxd in a while.
I haven't watched a movie in a long time. What did I just watch? Nice Guys.
Oh my God.
I rewatched it.
Oh yeah, I saw your log of that.
I started watching Bodies, 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 and I just
Yeah.
was so bored.
Really?
I
Yeah, it
love
was
Bodies,
so
I
Bodies,
really liked it. It was so
Bodies.
funny.
I watched it on
I
a plane.
think
It's very fun.
honestly, first of all, not entirely my humor,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
second of all, I was watching it in chunks just because like I
Yeah.
haven't had time to like sit down and watch a movie. So I think that probably impacted it as well.
Yeah.
That's fair. The thing that I remembered is that I got tickets for All Points East for like one of those days, which is like a music festival.
Yeah.
Cool.
Here's the lineup: Mitski, Biba Doobie, TV Girl, Ethel Kane, Arlo Parks, Sir Chloe, Wager Project, more, Toa Bird included. So I'm very excited.
That's so good. I've been honestly, me and my friend are like, should we go to Gov Ball?
I forget that you
The
guys
line is
like
really good.
living in or near big cities can
Yeah.
actually give you more access to really cool things.
I
I
wasn't
was
gonna
thinking
go.
not
could-
coming to Indiana.
I wasn't gonna go because it's like the tickets alone were like £80 and then like fees and
Mm.
whatever. And I was like, I'm
Oh.
like the person I care most about is like Ethel Kane, and I'm seeing
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
in June,
Mhm.
and that ticket was like £30. But then
Yeah.
my friend was like, "We're getting group tickets. Do you want to come?" I was like,
Mhm.
Yes.
Mm.
You could go to Lollapalooza pretty easily.
The idea of having to drive to Chicago, 6-hour drive, and then find parking during
Lollapalooza looks
Lollapalooza.
so good.
It does look great. I would love to go. Logistics
I
around
would-
going to a festival like in
Who
the
cares?
city 6 hours
Let's
away.
go! Short
Not for me.
drive!
I love the enthusiasm. We do have that one
That's
thing,
like
but
me driving to Morgan.
"That's like me going
Toronto.
to Oshiega
yeah, Oshiega.
from home."
Yeah.
It's
We know where
it's a
that
Canadian
is.
festival. It's so good this year. Wait,
All the festivals are really good. That's the thing. I'm like, I gotta see Renee Rapp. I have to see Sabrina Carpenter. I have to see Chapel Roan. Okay, girl, can't see that even a little.
SZA,
It's-
Hosier, Green Day, Noah Kahan, Melody Martina, Shut Up, Renee Rapp.
yeah,
Morgan, can you come home and get tickets? We can go.
like it's like that's in Montreal. It's in Montreal.
Is that like
I'm not going to
not near
Montreal. I'm
you?
not driving to Montreal. It's like a 6-hour drive.
Oh.
Savannah.
Well, if I go to Lollapalooza,
Lollapalooza. Well, I will be here. So
Overseas.
I'm
Okay,
going to
word.
All Points East.
nice.
That's so fun, though. That's gonna be so nice.
But yeah, so I'm really excited for that. But yeah, that's it.
Love.
Love.
Anyways, that's the pod.
That's the app. I feel like we actually made sense this time, guys.
Whoa.
I'm proud of
We did make sense, but
Whoa.
it was so chaotic.
Yeah, of course.
the
We
fact that
still
we
have...
spent the first like 10 minutes talking about college and graduation
Is your
on this
graduation
crochet
day?
podcast. Like, okay,
I mean, we never...
Yeah,
anyway.
that's fine.
Yeah.
that's on par.
Anyways,
Anyways.
thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Crochet Authority. If you liked it, which we know you did, make sure to rate it 5 stars and give us the best review possible wherever you can. Also, make sure to stay up to date with us on Instagram and TikTok at the Crochet Authority. Also, follow our personal accounts on social media because we are perfect. Bye!
Bye.